Hi, Assalamualaikum, and hello to all my students watching this video. It's me, Madam Namira. I will continue for the first chapter, but I will discuss another part of first chapter, and I will explain regarding the different perspective of law. But I really hope that you already watched the first video regarding the basic concept of law in order to having the idea about the first chapter. I want to highlight here the learning outcomes for this video. At the end of this video, you are able to understand what is actually the meaning of different perspective of law and also be able to explain the different perspective of law and also provide the example. Reminder to all of you, if you can't understand, please ask the questions to me. And if you need me to explain again, please ask me to do so. Or you can drop your comment or questions in the comment sections below. Then we move to the different perspective of law, or we call it as a various views of law. As we could see before, the law represents a different meaning to a different set of people and also a different schools of thought, meaning to say that law can be defined based on people, based on schools of thought. They're having a different idea what is actually the law is. By that reason, it leads to a different perspective of law. We're having 4 points here. Number one, the law can be seen as a cultural expressions. The law can be seen as divine revelations. The law can be seen as instruments of the government. And number 4, the law as a legal system. So I will explain it one by one and give the example of each of it. The first point is the law as a cultural expressions. You need to understand that some of the culture become a law. Because of what? Because the law and the people cannot be isolated from each other. And the law is connected to the social life of people. And the law is really important to be developed based on the places and communities. So you need to understand what means by the law as a cultural expression is some of the law that we're having today in our legal system is came from culture, okay, which is the traditions of people, traditions of the group of people, and then it become a law. We look on the opinions of juries, which is Savigny, who is a Savigny, one of the historical juries. He said that the legal system was a part of the culture of a people, and it is expressions of the people from habit to value, from custom and tradition to rules and regulation. So meaning to say, the legal system was a part of the culture of a people and expressions of people. So meaning to say, from custom that they practiced before, it becomes the rules and regulations. The next one is Montesquieu. The Montesquieu said that the law was the product of the custom, local manner, and physical environment, where a good law must conform with the spirits of the society. So Montesquieu highlight the law is derived from the custom. The law is derived from the physical environment and also a local manner. In order to determine whether it is a good law or a bad law, the good law must be confirmed with the needs of society, with the spirits of society. So that is the opinions by Montesquieu. We look at the example of the law as a cultural expressions. I give you the 3 examples. Number 1 is Malay culture. Okay, Malay culture consists of Adat Perpate and Adat Temanggung. And there's some of the culture or Malay culture, it's become the law that we have today. For example, regarding the land law, regarding the Hartas Pencarian, okay, or matrimonial property. Okay, I give you an example. Matrimonial property or Hartas Pencarian is a property that obtained through the joint effort by husband and wife during their marriage. Before this, we doesn't have any Sharia law or any Sharia enactment or Sharia enactment. Okay, so we refer or we rely on the custom. But nowadays, that custom has been inserted or been recognized as a law and giving a power to the Sharia court in order to deal with the Hatha Pencarians matter. Second is regarding the Chinese and Indian custom. Before this, we doesn't have any law in order to govern the marriage and divorce between a non-Muslim. So, it rely on the custom of a Chinese and Indian. Whatever the marriage and divorce matter before, we rely on their custom. So, we can see here, from the custom, it becomes the law. And you need to understand that not every custom been recognized as a law. Okay, when you want to make a custom be recognized as a legal system or as a part of the legal system, you need to make sure that it been legalized or been inserted or incorporated in the statute, like Law Reform Marriage and Divorce Act. And then another point is constitutional law. The constitutional law is regarding the constitution, which is Federal Constitution. Before this, we understood that Sultan or the king is the head of federations. Okay, is the one who deal with the government's matter. Okay, and it custom. But nowadays, the YDPA function has been recognized in the Federal Constitution and is stated clearly that YDPA is the supreme head of federation. Okay, that is actually the example of the law as a cultural expressions. Another point is the second point on the different perspective is the law as divine revelations. We need to understand first what is actually the divine revelations. Divine revelation is regarding the divine guidance of inspirations. Okay, and it is the communications of the truth from the God to the person on earth. Okay, when we're talking about the divine revelations, the simple meaning that it must be related with the religion. Okay, the famous schools of thought that talk about the divine revelations or the law from the God is natural law, because they believe all law must be based by divine revelations. For example, Islam and Christian having their own divine revelations, or we call it as a scriptures religion, like Holy Quran, Muslim, and also Bible for Christian. And these divine revelation is commands by the God to their followers, that we as the followers need to be confirmed and follow our religion. Thomas Aquinas is one of the famous jurists under a natural law schools of thought. Like I mentioned before, when we're talking about divine revelations, the schools of thought that related is natural law. So Thomas Aquinas said that the whole community of the universe is governed by divine reason, meaning to say that everything or every community is actually governed by commands by the God. Another point is the law and instruments of the government. Some jurists or some views say that the law is expressions of the will of the government, meaning to say that it based on what the government wants. So by that reason, the law is actually been associated with the nature of the government. Okay, for example, whatever the law that been introduced by the government, the citizen like us need to need to follow it. Okay, the next point is Marxism and Leninism give the opinions regarding this, and he said that the law is used as the only tool of the state in order to maintain and safeguard the interests of capitalist class, a dominant group in society. So meaning to say that he gave the opinion said that the law is actually used as a tool in order to protect the interests of the dominant group of people in society. So that means by the law as an instrument of the government, they use their power in order to protect themselves. Like Malcolm Wood said that the law is one of the weapons in massive political tool. okay, achieve it by combinations of force, action, and inactivity, like media manipulations, repressions, health and employment policy. So they use the law, the political party use the law, okay, in order to achieve their purposes, in order to protect their purpose or interest. From these two opinions, we could see two different ways about the law and lawmaking by the government, which are the natural view and partisan view. Natural view means that the law is seen something that above the political party, meaning that once it passed, everyone, regardless of the power and regardless of who you are, you need to obey and respect it. So that is neutral view. Law is above everything. No one is above the law. Partisan view, the second one, you need to understand first. What is the meaning of partisan? Partisan means that support of political party. Okay, it is a political party. So when we're talking about the partisan view, he viewed that the law is nothing more than expressions of political party, meaning to say that the law is made by the government based on their needs, based on their political party. Okay, because they are see the law based on political or expressions of political party. For example, Marxism, communism, socialist, and conservative. Okay, like they use the law in order to fulfill their needs. So that is partisan view. Again, neutral view is no one is above the law. Anyone, regardless your political party or who you are, you need to obey the law. Partisan view is based on political party, meaning to say that the law is used in order to fulfill the needs of political party. The law is more than the expressions of the political party. The last one is the law as legal system. You need to understand what is actually a legal system. The legal system is overall legal framework of a country. It includes the institutions, principle, rules, method in order to regulate the country. Okay, it is made by the institutions like courts, prison, parliament, and also includes a person who practice it, like judges, magistrate, and also lawyers. Kilsam and Adams said that the law is equate with the government and legal system, meaning to say, when we're talking about the law, okay, it usually been compared, it is actually equal with the legal system. Okay, like you do now. When you learn law, the important things that you need to know about is legal system, right? You have to know about the court system, you have to know about parliament, you need to know what is the functions of the judges. So that means by the law as legal system. When we're talking about the legal system, it comprises with the statute, which is the law in particular society, parliament, judiciary, law enforcer. That is actually the legal framework, or we call it as a legal system. And I think that's all for the different perspective of law. Before I end the video, I would like to sum up everything. You need to understand, number one, the different perspective of law is come into picture because of we understood that when we want to define the law, law is seen by a different people. Law is defined based on schools of thought. They're having different idea what is actually law is all about. By that reason, it actually lead to the different perspective of law. The law can be seen in different perspective, like cultural expression. Okay, meaning to say that there are some custom, it becomes the law. The law is emerged because of the culture of traditions by the people. Number two, law as divine revelations. Whatever the commands by the God, that is considered as a law. The religion's law, religion is a part of the law as well. Number three, the law as instruments of the government, meaning to say that the expressions of the will of the government or the state, okay, can can be considered as a law. And the last one is law as legal system. Okay, when we're talking about the law, okay, it is very associated, can be related with the legal system, because of when we're talking about the parliament, okay, when we're talking about the legal institutions, parliaments, court, prisons, okay, so that is actually a law. That is actually a legal system. Okay, so that's it for the different perspective of law. Your task for this video is, can you provide me your understanding together with one example regarding this topic in the comment sections below. You choose one perspective. You give me what is your understanding together with one example. And I really hope that you can do it. And I think that's all for this video. And I hope that you can understand what is actually the different perspective of law. And if you're having a questions, please drop your questions in the comment sections below. That's all for today, and that's all for this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Assalamualaikum.